India's made in India ability and iPhone betting big on India. We know that it's not just Foxconn, it's other, it's other facilities of iPhone maker here in India who are also betting big on India as to how much will they make, how much will they export out of India. IT Minister Ashwini Vaishnaw was in Western facility owned by Tata Group yesterday and has said that majority of iPhone that are currently being used abroad are going to come from India, Kartik.
So look at the whole timing, Shweta. I think, this also coincides very well with Foxconn betting to invest another $1.6 billion in India. Remember, Foxconn has been invested in India since 2015 in its plants in Maharashtra. Now, it has already put in about $8 billion in India, and now this commitment to add another 1.6 billion just shows its own commitment to move out of China and move into India. So I think this whole China plus one strategy, especially when it comes to manufacturing of electronics and within electronics, manufacturing of smartphones, and within smartphones, the manufacturing of iPhones is one story which is really playing out very well for India. So the fact that you have the largest iPhone maker in the world, which is Foxconn, now doubling down with another $1.6 billion in India. Plus, with that, you also had two more companies, out of which one, namely Wistron, has now been bought by the Tata Group, is also looking at further augmenting its own iPhone production. Remember, in the case of Foxconn, 50% of Foxconn's total revenue comes from Apple. So that's the kind of strong hold it has on making Apple iPhones. And we've seen within India, as in the rest of the world, barring China, China being the only exception, iPhone sales are now, and iPhone exports as well as iPhone sales are reaching new record highs every, every month when data comes out. So it's fairly obvious that India's smartphone manufacturing capabilities are getting doubled down on. India's overall electronics manufacturing is a story that India is beginning to write, and this whole China plus one strategy, with the plus one being India, is now becoming fairly obvious, especially again in the context of the TIF, the trade friction between US and China, especially when it comes to social media, when it comes to AI, and when it comes to the chips, the semiconductors that power the GPUs that power that AI revolution. So that fight is on, and in that fight between US and China, India seems to be the winner right now.
Okay, that's an interesting analogy. My colleague Muhammad Wajihulla also joining us on the show. Wajihulla, thank you very much for taking time out. IT Minister Ashwini Vaishnaw was in Bengaluru yesterday, a slew of announcements made, but I think what stood out for me is he said 99.9% of the smartphones currently being used in India are made in India.
Well, yes, that is the statement that the IT minister had given yesterday when he had visited the iPhone plant at Hosur yesterday. And I would not be able to deny what Kartik said, that yes, India is gaining with regards to these big companies coming into the country. Is also because of the CHIPS Act. But coming to what Mr. Vaishnav said yesterday, that 99% of the phones are made in India was a political dig that he's taking, but he also did not just take a dig. He gave out facts saying that today all the phones that we are using, be it a Samsung phone or be it the Apple phone, it's all been made in India. Your Chinese companies are setting up firms in India, and with Foxconn coming too is also a big indication. But if we see the facts that he's put out on the table, is that in the coming few years, India will be taking up close to 28 to 30,000 jobs because of this new investment that is coming from Foxconn. We are also seeing the market expand from Bangalore to Tamil Nadu. There's another setup that will be going to happen in Tamil Nadu, is also what the minister also hinted at. And all this is also going to help the Apple industry, because Apple in the last 7 months of this financial year has seen an exponential growth of 177%, where it has seen 5 billion exports of iPhone from India alone. So this makes India a bigger market for iPhone export, and we have already beaten Samsung, which was 43% last year, and today this year we see Apple taking being the largest exporter from India. So India is becoming the largest exporting hub for smartphones around the world. And with what is happening between Washington and China, with the new CHIP Act that has been passed by the Biden government, We are seeing India cashing in on this. We're seeing a lot of semiconductor companies making their way to India. And with Foxconn coming, like Kartik said, this is just the beginning. I think we'll see more and more companies coming in the coming years or coming months.
And you are standing currently in the hub of all of that, which is Bengaluru. All the factories around you in Tamil Nadu, in Hosur, are likely to come up in next couple of months from now. Wajihulla, thank you very much for taking time out for joining us here on the show.